This is Carolla Digital. Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Alison Bedell.
Thank you so much. You're all far too kind.
Thank you very much.
You are Skip Bedell.
And you are the lovely Alison Bedell.
And we are Hammer and
Sexy
Nails.
bitch.
Oh, thank you, baby. And so we are back with episode 51.
Yeah, 51 already.
51. I can't believe we're at 51 already. This is another compilation of some of our favorite episodes.
Another listener's choice. So if it sucks, it's your fault.
Yeah. This one includes stories from episodes 6, 13, and 15, where I complain about my most favorite thing in the world. That would be things related to the bathroom.
Yeah. And didn't we talk about getting drunk on Carolla's Mangria?
Yeah, we got really messed up on Mangria, and we had a crazy night that we talked about in another
Wild
episode.
Sexcapades.
We went to the New York City Sex Museum.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun, and
I've
we
never
got into
seen so many vibrators in my life.
Yeah, we got into some detail about that place, and then finally we were talking about our trip to Las Vegas that we did on the Harley.
Remember the giant booby room I jumped around in the thing?
At the Sex Museum,
That
yeah.
was the best.
It was a huge blow-up bouncy room of boobies.
Yeah, it was like a bounce room for kids, only it was all giant blow-up boobs.
Yeah, and instead of like things like pee and like spit and everything like in kids' ballrooms, that boob room would probably had other types of things in there that was kind of nasty.
Tell me, I didn't.
You don't want to catch with a
I
black
wasn't
light.
Thinking about that. No wonder I came out of there so sticky. Oh.
So when you guys hear like a little record scratch, that's going to be an indication to you that the segment is changing from one episode to another episode. So when you hear zzz,
Oh, let's not forget about driving through Las Vegas actually going through the desert on the motorcycle from L.A.
Yeah.
Getting there and hanging out and going club hopping with Mr. Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, we got into a really long night there, and we just get into the detail of that.
That was a good time.
We hope that you guys enjoy listening to these as much as we had fun making them.
Enjoy.
I had a what the fuck.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
All right, let's hear your what the fuck. Enlighten us, please.
I have been having the bathroom at work.
Oh my God.
I know. All right. This is all right. First my thing is
wow.
The doors to stalls, okay? Why do they have to swing in so close to the toilet that, okay, once you get in, like you push the door in, you shimmy into the side by the wall, you know what I mean? And you shut the door. All right, so now you use the bathroom, you're done, you stand up. But now you,
the bowl.
yes, to get out of the stall, like the door swings in so close, like your pant, like by your calf, almost like has to touch the pores, like the outside of the toilet.
I've actually been in bathrooms where the door actually did touch the toilet.
Oh,
it just
God.
grazed the seat.
I hate that. I hate that design. It's like I don't like it, and I think somebody needs to think of a better way.
Not a good
I don't
use of
want to
space,
straddle the
right?
toilet, especially like when you go to a disgusting restaurant, you know, and they've got cheap, cheesy, shitty bathrooms, and like you really have to stand on the toilet just to be able to shut the door when you're in there. It's really makes me so pissed. I really fucking hate that. On another note, because the bathroom door at work does that, is what made me think of it. But then now, since it's been happening everywhere to me. But another
More and
issue,
more.
yeah.
Which is probably why you go in the handicap stalls all the time, because then you have to allow for the full swing and the space to get your wheelchair in there.
Exactly, yes. There's another issue. I've had another issue at work. It's kind of like a two-part thing. First of all, the toilet paper. The toilet paper that, I don't know if they went cheap all of a sudden with the county, like they found a place to cut funds, and it was the toilet paper. The toilet paper that they gave us now.
So let me get this straight. They've actually corrected the budget. We're back in the black.
Yes.
Because of
the cheap toilet paper.
Wow.
It is made of lint pressed together. It is like somebody went to our dryer and took lint and ironed it and flattened it and then pushed it into a roll so that when you go to pull down on it, it literally that piece breaks off into your fingers. Not a square, but whatever's in your hand.
Oh, I love that.
Breaks into your
when
fingers.
the roller doesn't roll too well. So
That's
you gotta
another
pull
issue.
off a square, and you just get like a pinch.
A piece.
You don't even get a full square.
Right.
What the fuck?
So not only can you not turn it because it's so weak you can't make the roll,
Right.
but it's that it's so linty and thin and falls apart. Now, not only can you not get any in your hand, but now picture being a woman wiping anything with that. You get full of lint.
So you get like lint that sticks to you in all those special areas.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you try to clean off the lint. And so you're spending another 10 minutes in the bathroom picking lint off your junk.
So this is the front and the back.
Whatever it may be, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that you're trying to clean yourself with something in one hand, and on the other hand, you're trying to pick that off. So do you drip dry, or do you like what do you do?
This just opened up a whole thing in my brain. Like
what do you do?
This could be.
I have an answer.
I had an answer too. I actually.
So you have like pieces of paper sticking. So it's kind of like a dingleberry, Joe. Only this would be more like a paperberry.
Yes.
That is such a great. What the fuck? It's a paperberry.
It's a paperberry.
Oh,
it's fucking awesome. I love that paperberry. Yes, I pick paperberries off my.
You were harvesting the berries.
It's a paperberry.
Oh
paperberry.
my God.
Paperberry pussy. I had paperberry pussy. Yes, and I had to pick the paperberry.
Wow.
Pick
For
the
those
paperberry
of you
pussy.
just tuning in.
Yes, that was my problem. I had paperberry
Peter
pussy.
Piper picked the paper.
Wow.
Yes, yes. So that was disturbed. You know what? On a separate note, I think I'd like to tell Joe about the Urban Dictionary. We, you know Urban Dictionary?
Yeah,
I actually submitted and had
Me too.
and had one accepted.
Oh,
really?
Mine was rejected. Let me tell
mine
you.
got rejected too.
Yeah, let me tell you what was rejected. We were finding that the cats sometimes we just found like a random shit on the floor, and we came to the conclusion that it was sticking to somebody's ass, and by the time they came downstairs, it fell off their ass and landed on the floor. So it wasn't that somebody took a shit, it was that somebody dropped a shit that was hanging. So then we're trying to think.
Didn't we actually see it one time?
Yes,
we
and it fell off.
Saw
yeah.
a cat
so
walking.
we're talking about how it's like a giant.
Okay, hold on. Before we go any further into this story, we have to say that our cats are actually super clean.
Yes, they're very clean.
I am a clean freak when it comes to stuff like that.
And I am too.
I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah.
By the way, not a big fan of cats until you and I met,
right.
and I never had a cat before. And that was largely part of the reason of it, because I always associate cats and cats smell in the house. Our house is, you would never know we have cats.
Right, yeah.
So when we see this cat, Joe, walking down the stairs with what looks like a
Tootsie Roll.
A Tootsie Roll stuck to the hair on the back and kind of like shaking around, right?
So we were trying to think, what is that? It's like a giant dingleberry, right?
But it's not.
But
really,
it's bigger.
It's not really. Yeah, because it's big. It's like a full dump. So we came up with the word of dingle dump.
Dingle dump.
Dingle dump.
A dingle dump is when you actually take a dump, but it never makes it. It never hits the floor.
Yeah, it's like it's a giant version of a dingleberry.
That sounds like a legitimate term for the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, they rejected it.
Dingle dump.
Dingle dump. They rejected.
Full blown dump that hangs until it falls off, and yeah. So they didn't find the humor in that.
No, we laughed our asses off when we came up with that one.
I think you kind of had to see it. If you would have seen this cat walking around with a Tootsie Roll hanging from a string, bouncing around from side to side as it came down the stairs, it was really a very appropriate thing. I mean,
oh my God,
full dump. That was full dump in dingle mode.
Oh God, I'm still thinking.
How do we always get on poop related stuff?
It's me. I love toilet humor. Which also, I didn't tell you what my solution to the paperberry was. Was that I brought my own toilet paper to work, and I keep it in a lunch bag, like a fabric one, like that zips up, and now I keep
like a Scooby-Doo lunchbox. Remember,
Yeah,
like back when you were a kid.
It's not a lunch box. It's like a lunch bag, and it's got my own roll of toilet paper in
Spider-Man.
it. It's got my wipes, my clean wipes,
Oh,
and it also has my poopery
wow!
and hand soap.
You have like a full toilet toolbox.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yes, and I take it with me to the bathroom when I go to work.
Wow.
Yep.
Kinda
Because
like
I am not.
I take my toolbox to work with me every day. You take
Yes,
your toilet tools.
I am not going to be subject to lint pussy because the county doesn't want to pay for normal toilet paper.
I'm sure that all the females listening right now can relate to what what it is that Alison's talking about. Probably far more than the guys. But evidently, this is a problem with you ladies.
Yeah, it is. You know what? You know what
I
I'm
had
thinking
no
to
idea.
myself, though? But I know that if I'm experiencing it, that everybody else in that office that I see that has walked out of that bathroom has paper pussy.
Pussy lint.
Pussy lint.
Paper pussy. What the hell is wrong with us? Oh my God. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my God.
The what the fucks of the day.
Oh, my God.
Paper pussy.
I can't. Oh, God.
All right. That was pretty crazy.
That was a very long night.
Mangria, for those of you that don't know, it looks like it comes in a bottle of wine. It looks very innocent on the surface. And
Yeah.
It sounds
But we-
like something you serve when you start a new bromance.
Yeah.
Well,
actually,
there's a rosé that is titled Brosé.
Yeah, brose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
It's good.
So it's Adam
It's
Carolla's
very smooth.
line.
It's a high
wa-
alcohol content.
It's super high alcohol. Yeah, most wine content's like 7 to 10%,
Is it
maybe
like
wine,
14 or something?
maybe 12, 13%. This is like over 20% alcohol.
it?
Yeah,
That much?
Yeah, it's pretty much like a vodka. Like you think you're drinking a glass of wine, but it's like you drank a glass of vodka.
But
and you're
you can't tell.
smoked when you're done with it.
It's very smooth, especially since they have a new formula now. So the old one, I think, had a cork and a spade on the bottle, and the new ones, I think, are screw top,
Right.
and they don't have a spade on the front.
Yeah.
So the new one is much smoother. So if you have the old one, drink it and get rid of it, and go to mangria.com and get the new one because that'll make you have a lot of good sex.
Yeah. That was a wild night.
That
man.
was wicked. I love that night.
It was like when I think back on that, I'm like, oh, and that was the next day. I woke up, I couldn't get out of bed. I was
Yeah.
like, I get.
Oh, you
remember?
pulled a muscle.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened.
He did
during-
something- his
We had this.
His groin hurt
we
for
had like
weeks.
this 6-hour like sex session all over the entire apartment in L.A.
It's
All
always
kinds
good
of-
when you come away sprained or bruised.
Yeah, he did something for a
I
couple
don't know.
of weeks.
I was doing some acrobatic Kama Sutra. Crazy
He had to have like a special masseuse
I
or
had you
something.
folded over
Physical
like a
therapist.
pretzel in some crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what was happening, but all I know, Joe, the next day, man, I couldn't
Yeah.
stand up. I
Yeah.
got out of bed. I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
my back, my ass, my neck, everything was
Yeah,
like somebody
all
just
connected.
twisted me, and I couldn't straighten out.
He had a physical therapist come, like a special person, come to the room and actually work on his muscle
It was bad,
issue.
man. I was really in pain for a couple of days after that.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did because we got
That was a good night of fun,
smashed
though.
out on the Mangria, but
Yeah, we drank like
Just
half a
think about
bottle.
it. Every
no,
muscle,
we drank the whole bottle. What
It
are you
was
talking
most
about?
of the bottle.
every muscle except the one you exercise the most.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Well,
good
thank God I
stuff.
didn't sprain that muscle.
Which leads us into what we did next, because Lynette broke her tooth and she couldn't make it for lunch. She broke her toofa, and then she couldn't make it to lunch because she went to the dentist and she was getting it repaired. So she had a Mangria tasting that night at a tavern on Park Avenue, also known as the Park Avenue Tavern.
There you go.
And so she was going to be doing a
Which
tasting.
wound up being a really cool place, by the way.
6 to 8 it was, so it was still early enough that if we hung around in the city, we were going to be able to make it. So we decided to surprise her, but then we decided to let her know that we were coming, which was good because she was saying that she was so not in the mood to do it, she was going to probably drop out. So she ended up going. We
Well,
ended
she
up
didn't want
going.
to show up for her Mangria appearance,
Right.
celebrity appearance, with her her wine line with no tooth.
Right. No, but she got the tooth fixed. So we decided to hang out in the city. We didn't really have any other plans in between the 9:30 a.m. meeting and the 6 p.m. Mangria tasting. So we just started walking down the street, and we wound up coincidentally right in front of the Museum of Sex, which I was so excited because I've always wanted to go there. I've heard about it. I've seen pictures of other people who have gone there, and I was very excited. I didn't know what was inside. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be good or if it was going to suck. But
I like what you did there.
But yeah, so we went in, and as soon as you walk in there, it is like the biggest dildo shop you've ever been to in the world. There's the wall of dildos.
Oh my God! You've never seen so many rubber dongs in your whole life.
Yeah, there's like the like everything. They're all different shapes and sizes, and the ones that have different like power levels. Some that are small and big, like. I've never seen a lot of them before.
Oh, like you've seen most of them, don't I?
I've seen a lot of them.
You've used most of them.
That's not funny.
I'm kidding.
But is it true?
Well,
answer the question.
We're married, so all I can say is that you can expect that we have experimented with things. I'm not going to get into detail.
What does marriage have to do with what?
Because I'm not. It's not like these are things that we share together. I've never really done a lot before you.
Okay.
As far as that went.
You still had a vagina before me, though, right? As far as I know.
Yeah, but I have. There's a lot. There was a big selection on the wall.
According to people on social media, you were a guy before you met me, right?
Exactly. I know, and then my response is, and my dick is still bigger than yours.
Well, all I can say is, if that's the case, your doctor did a really good job.
Inverting it into a vagina.
You got a nice cookie.
Thank you, baby. Aw, and you do a good job with it. So there were so many things on the wall that I don't know. You could not have seen. There's a lot of new things on the market right now.
I was like walking around going, what?
Yeah,
I was,
and then the employees ask you if you want help.
I was lost for words there, Joe.
Yeah,
he doesn't happen very often.
He seemed a little bit shy, like I don't know. You seemed like a little bit uncomfortable.
All right, so let me put this in perspective for you. This is nice for you because everything on the wall is in a phallic.
Yeah, but they're for men too. They're for men too.
I didn't see anything there that looked like in the shape of a JJ.
You have an asshole.
What? No, I don't want anything in my asshole. I'm looking at all these rubber things.
Doesn't matter what you want or you don't. Some things said it's good for men or women. There's the whole prostate thing, and so there were things that were made for men to use.
All right, listen. Hold on a second. When a guy walks through, I was experiencing this with you when we're doing it. It was a cool place. I'm like, well, this is great.
We looked at everything. We touched everything.
Yeah.
We picked it up. We were like, how does this work? What does this do?
It is a little bit like overwhelming because you're looking at all the. I mean, there was literally hundreds and hundreds of sexual toys and apparatuses and.
I think also a concern was that we were going to be recognized and somebody was going to snap our picture with a dildo in our hands.
Yeah.
So that was also a concern.
That's why I wasn't touching anything because that shit's going right on fucking YouTube.
I know.
Man.
I know. It's like, and you never want to get caught eating in public.
Holding a 12-inch rubber dick.
Yeah, you never want to get caught eating in public. Somebody snaps a picture with your mouth open. Next thing you know, you got a picture of a dick in your mouth.
Oh yeah. They'll put those two together. It'll be all.
Yeah. So we were
on
also
the front page of the Inquirer.
We were conscious of that because we had gotten recognized a few times that morning as we were walking around. So that's the last place I want to be recognized. So we were looking at everything. The girls asked us if we wanted help.
I had my sunglasses on the whole time.
You
kept,
were so
pulling
incognito.
Them down when I wanted to look at things.
The people recognized you with your glasses on. Actually.
No shit. Yeah. That's the thing. I can have a hat on, glasses on now. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Remember walking down the street when we were going to right?
The construction workers on the sidewalk. They were eating breakfast.
Site.
Yeah, and they were like, "Skip Bedell, catch contractor!" And Skip's like looking at his phone, looking down. He's all busy and shit. And then it's
I was in the middle of typing an email.
Yeah, so he was oblivious, and I was like, "You just look like a really big snob to all those people."
No, I didn't hear them. I didn't even register in my head until you said to me, "Did you hear what those guys just said to you?"
I'm like, you need to acknowledge those people.
And then I heard guys yelling and like you kind of saying something back, and I'm thinking, okay, we just passed a construction site. I knew that much because I was looking down.
Well, then in that case, chivalry is dead. Because if you think that they're yelling at me, you should have been more aware.
That's why I said something. I'm figuring it's some sort of like, they're saying some kind of typical construction worker comments as a hot chick walks by, and that's what I said to you. I go, what do they say to you? And that's when you said they were saying hello to you. They just said, hey, Skip, and I'm like, oh, man, sorry, guys. That's why I turned around and waited. I'm like, sorry.
Well, anyway.
Looking at the phone.
Well, on a similar note, as we go, now we buy passes to go into the museum, and the very first display, I guess you'd call it, or like there's like different rooms. There's 4 different shows. What is it called? Like they have 4 different themes, right? So on one floor is this thing like where it's like with these like you're out. There's tents,
well,
and it's supposed to be all the
museum,
senses.
Right?
Yeah,
so
inside the museum.
Let's clarify. When you first walk into the front door, the first floor is like the sex toy shop, right? Which you could see on any street.
Yeah,
sex
or look
shop,
at my
whatever.
Facebook page and look at the picture of all the dildos.
True.
Yeah.
But then you can get a ticket and you walk up the stairs,
right.
and then you go to other floors, and that's the actual museum where they have exhibits and things like that.
So the first, exhibit. That's it. Exhibit. The first exhibit was one of all the senses. So there's a shut up. So there's a person up there standing as soon as you walk in the room, and she says that there's all these different tents, and you have to go in each tent and do what the thing tells you to do on the sign.
It's a tent, like an actual tent.
It's
on
an
the
actual
floor.
like triangle-shaped tent on the floor, and inside the first one was this, I don't know, fucking thing like in the shape of a person, and it's supposed to be breathing. You have to get on the floor and lay next to it and listen. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. I didn't get it.
It was the whispering grass lady,
so we had to like listen to this thing going.
So you're supposed to get in there and like rub her breasts and her ass.
That's what she was doing.
And like she's like a mannequin, kind of like made out of grass.
Yeah, I mean it was like making like a little bit of a moaning and like.
No, supposedly she whispered. If you put your ear up to her mouth, she whispers something in her ear, and all I could hear was like a sound of like like
breathing,
like heavy breathing.
I don't know what that was, so I wasn't really. And plus, I was like,
speak up, bitch.
Yeah, and then we get out of there, and I'm like, honey, help me up because I'm so fucking like old and crippled. I need Skip to help me get off the ground now that I'm laying next to this thing. The next tent we go into, there's these spots on the ground, and if you touch, depending on which one you touch, it shows you bodies like on the walls of the tent, and the girl's telling you to do the positions on the walls of the tent.
Right, so we're
supposed to basically do like these sex positions.
It's kind of like Twister.
Yeah,
right.
But
so
sex
there's spots
Twister
on the floor that you touch, and when you touch it, it's like it has like an electrical sensor,
and it puts
and that
display.
spot like shows like a projection on the side of the tent of people in a sexual position,
and we're supposed to do it.
Yeah, you're supposed
to. Which I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that like in a public place, like inside the tent. I wasn't into doing it.
But here's where I got confused though when they started showing all the positions with the 3-ways.
I know.
Like
was she going to join in?
Someone off the street.
I'm waiting for.
Well, like that looks good. That looks good. But
I'm like, hey, I'm waiting for the chick outside that's like that directs you where to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, is she coming in here
I know,
now? Like,
yeah.
what's that?
I don't know. And people are like, we're walking around, going to the different tents. I wasn't into like doing the thing. I wanted to see all the positions. I didn't want to do it.
Oh, you wanted to.
So then
don't lie.
You're an idiot. So now we go to the next display, and there was like with the heat sensor. That was kind of unusual too. But then the next one was where it was dark in there. It smelled good, and you had to feel the walls, and it felt like bodies and body parts.
There's this big. It's a big tent, right?
That was a big tent. It smelled good.
It's dark in there, and you walk in like it's like maybe just like a red light, but very dim. You could barely see your hand in front of your face, and you have all these smells, and it's kind of like foggy. And
it was very foggy.
And then you
right.
run your hands along the wall, and there's it feels like bodies, kind of like
parts,
boobs, and all other kinds of.
Yeah, you're trying to feel like
it's supposed to kind of like simulate.
Tactiles.
Yeah, if you were in a dark room with a bunch of naked people, like in an orgy situation or something, and all you could do, you can't see them, but you can only feel around.
But meanwhile, there's other strangers in the tent with us, feeling the walls.
Lights on.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, well, I
want to see what I'm doing.
Not too bright.
Yeah, right.
Especially in a room full of people.
Yeah.
Turn on the lights, it looks like the cantina scene from Star Wars.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Jabba the Hutt.
So we got out of there pretty quick. It was interesting. We felt stuff, but that wasn't the best part. I don't know. It was okay. So then we left that part and we went into the next room, which was animal sex. So it was like almost like a regular museum where there's pictures on the wall and it talks about all different things.
That one was more like about like
science,
like the science,
yeah,
like, you know,
and
like,
animals that are intersexual, like they're male and female.
It was the gay guy and the horse on the internet.
No, there was all kinds of crazy shit. Like interesting stuff in nature that you don't normally see. Animals that can change sex from one to another, and then animals who are homosexual, and then some animals that can have offspring without having intermingled with the opposite sex.
Right.
There was a whole lot of fascinating
females
things.
that could actually produce their own.
Right.
Right. Just certain
like clones.
lizard species.
Right.
And snakes
it was fascinating.
That can
And then they were
make their
showing
own.
like big dick, like animal dick, right? It was like, what was some...
They were showing big dicks.
They were showing big animal dick. It was like they were showing, what was a bird with like a dick. It was like maybe 100 times the length of the bird. It was a huge bird dick.
Giant bird dick.
Yeah. There was big bird dick and there was big elephant dick. What else was there? Was like there was a big zebra. There was a big zebra dick. Big Ernie dick.
Big Bird's fucking Bert. Yes.
There was big zebra dick right down to the ground. There was a lot of.
Well, they showed all the different animals, and they actually had pictures of
the dicks.
full blown
Erect dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, the rhinoceros. And
it was educational. It was the same shit that you see like when you're in school, minus the giggling, you know? So, then there were...
Minus the kids can't say, he said dick.
That was the fun part.
Yeah.
So then the next room we walked in, as soon as we walked in, this was the fucking cool. I would have gone to the museum just to see this. They had a male and a female real doll. And I remember hearing about that on Howard Stern's show.
Doll?
I remember Howard Stern had them when
no
they first
comment.
came out. Okay, so Joe has fucked a real doll.
In the leaner times.
Well, listen, we're not talking about a blow-up doll now. Let's be straight. This is not
it's a human.
This is not your blow-up sex doll. This looks exactly.
It has a skeleton.
Looks
apparently.
like, feels like. We were looking at it, right? It was
in
like,
the eyes, the eyeballs are eyeballs.
Freaky, man.
I took pictures. I didn't post them on my page though because it's I have to like edit it because it's got the whole breast and everything. You're not supposed to whatever. I didn't want to have
Do you
my
really
thing
want to fuck
removed.
a girl that's going to act like one of Bill Cosby's dates?
Oh God.
Just going to lay there.
Well, you don't have to worry about it talking too
All
much.
the holes function. No, but I mean, it was very real-like, and the whole anatomy was real-like. It's supposedly we couldn't touch it because it was behind a glass or whatever that is.
Oh,
the plastic.
I wanted to touch it.
I wanted to see what it felt like. The man had interchangeable penis part where
to it.
because you can change the size and the shape of all of that business. So the man's part was interchangeable, but they only had one on it. It was kind of limp, and the female had a nice pair of tits. And she was pretty. Her supposedly, like, according to the thing on the wall, it said that the mouth, the vagina, and the anus were functioning, so you could fuck all three holes.
Well, I don't know that I want the anus to be functioning.
No, not. You're an idiot. You could fuck the real doll in the ass. If that's what people buy it for. Why else would you have that?
Yeah.
It's so that because for people who want to fuck something.
ATM with a pit stop.
Oh God! I'm telling you, man, it was freaky how real they looked.
It was. They were
dude.
really real. The man doll was handsome. The female doll was pretty, and I would imagine that they felt the skin was real feeling. I don't know. I suppose if you're kind of hard up, or and you got the money, or you don't want to interact with real human beings, that would be ideal to fuck that because you can look right in that thing's eyes, and you can tell that bitch and whatever you want. She's not talking back. She's gonna do whatever you tell her to do. You suck. It was like looking. Right, I mean, like looking right at you. It was really freaky because when you move to just the right angle at the eyeballs, it's looking right at you. So that was very fucking cool.
It was freaky though.
Yeah, it was very freaky.
Looking at it was like it was.
It was
really,
like looking at humans hanging on the wall, like meat. It was like a meat museum, like of people. It was like when you see in a movie, you know what I mean? Like reverse, like
like a wax
Planet
museum,
of the Apes.
right? Like they look so real.
Yeah, but this was because they were naked and they were hanging on the wall though. Like there was a thing coming out of the wall and hanging, like from their back. So it was like.
What do you think they're filled with?
silicone, I would imagine.
gotta
Of
be
some
like-
sort.
Maybe like ballistic gel or something.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like that. It's
yeah.
supposed to feel. I mean,
And the
the
weight
weight of
of
it's
it,
like 100
yeah.
pounds. I mean,
Right,
they're
right,
heavy.
right.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's every bit of it is. I guess inside must be some sort of like.
It's got to be. It's got to feel real.
No, but flexible mechanical. So if you were to put
Yeah.
it in a position,
But
it
it's
would
got a skeleton.
stay,
It has
you
a
know,
skeleton in it. It said.
like like a pipe cleaner. Like if you
Right.
bend it 90 degrees, it stays like that. It must have something in there. So if you you put it up like this, it stays like that.
Yeah,
You know?
I can't imagine. Like, I wouldn't say that I would want to
just
have
had
sex.
his knees behind his ears.
I did.
He did,
I
he
just
did it.
had both legs up behind my head.
Yeah, I can't say that
Scratching
I
the
would
back of my
want
ear.
to do that. But wouldn't you be curious though, just for curious sake, to see if does it?
We don't have cameras. Well, you definitely guys don't want to see
No,
the picture.
he's recording you right there.
Oh God, you guys don't want to see
Yeah,
me
I
with my
noticed
feet
that.
behind my head.
I know. That's how Skip changes his diaper.
That's scary.
Nothing gets past this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Carol would have gone 3 episodes and never noticed the fact that I had the iPhone set up there.
Oh God, tell me about it.
So then we moved a little further, and there was a movie of some guy he made some what is that like little robots having like a sex orgy with little it was all kinds of.
Didn't Howard have
yeah.
the real doll?
When
on
it
his
first
ca-
came out, 2001.
Wasn't Baba Booey fucking that thing? It's up in the sound booth.
I don't
Something like-
remember that much detail, but I
But
remember.
Jackie the Joke Man. Somebody was fucking the real doll. On the
Yeah, I
Howard
remember
show,
they
right?
had it in the studio for a long time. It was just in there with them and on the
Yeah.
couch.
Yeah.
So then what was the next? Oh, then there was the hardcore. There was a hardcore room. That was the room that I think was like the juiciest because the hardcore room talked about the history of pornography,
Right.
like it being written about in books and then with pictures and then like how-to books and then soliciting for sex like in the early like 1700s, 1800s, 1900s and then when they started being able to take pictures, photography and pornography, so there was pictures of like really hairy bush. Moving my microphone so if I sound different now.
It was popping.
Okay.
Yeah, you get a little pop there.
Pop.
That's
Talking
good.
about
Much
pussy
better.
popping.
Still sounds great.
So there was pictures, a lot of hairy bush, a lot of sex pictures.
It was like the evolution of pornography.
Yeah.
So back in the day,
Painting Mr. Bush. Painting
Yeah.
Mr. Harry
It
Bush.
was bush evolution.
Harry Bush, Mr. Bush, Harry, first name Harry, last name Bush. No, they started out though as silent movies, man. They
Yeah,
actually had
yeah, silent.
pornos as silent, and then
Yeah.
they showed the whole progression of it
Yeah.
through the years.
Yeah, and it was like the exciting part of the first silent movie we saw was the guy going into the woods to take a leak, and the women are like tiptoeing behind him and watching him, and you see his dick come out, and he's pissed, and they're like, "Woo!"
It's like in black and white, and there's no sound. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
It was like
and
watching
then-
Charlie Chaplin,
Yeah, and then he goes back to the car, and the women are like, "Excuse me, we'll be right back." And then you see them running into the woods.
But they're in subtitles,
Yeah,
though. you know?
subtitles. And then they squat. The two of them squat down, and they're taking a piss in the woods. Like that is the opposite of sexy, but okay.
That was the first golden shower movie. Think about it. I don't know.
They didn't piss
Was
on
the old time
him.
piano playing?
But like they were all.
Yeah, there was like ding 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 ding.
Yeah. And then it
It
they were
went through
showing
like
porn.
the 20s, right? With
Yeah.
the flappers and like they
Yeah.
had like all the crazy outfits on and
lots
shit.
Lots of
It was
bush
so
and
weird.
pictures of sex.
They showed like people using like first sex toys.
Oh,
before
a lot
they
of bottles, a lot of bottle
Before
fucking.
they had dildos, they had like women were using like
and candles,
like
candle
wine
fucking.
bottles,
Yeah.
candles,
Yeah.
broomsticks.
Yeah, there was pictures of all that, people doing that with and taking pictures of it, like from the early
was crazy,
1900s,
man, yeah.
1920s, and then it ended with Deep Throat. All they showed was this major blowjob. It was like they had it on a loop,
Well,
so you kept seeing her give this Deep
the
Throat.
original
John
Deep Throat.
Holmes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
original Deep Throat was like 1974 or something.
Yeah.
So it was just like the last 5 minutes, and it just kept looping the last 5
John
minutes.
Holmes and the Lovelies.
And
Yeah,
then next thing
yeah.
I know, Skip is feeling romantic.
Yeah, we were standing there watching that, and I was like, all of a sudden,
And
I'm
he
like,
starts hugging me from behind. I was
like, hey.
please don't touch me inside of this place. I'm thinking,
How
please
you
don't,
doing?
please don't, please don't. I don't want people seeing you getting like in
No,
the
you know what was
mood.
really
Ah.
fucked up though? You know what was so weird? It was like we're standing there watching like porno with like
Other people.
It was like a tourist attraction. It was the
was.
fucking weirdest
It
thing,
was-
man.
it was
We're
weird.
standing there with like women and guys, old men,
Couples,
yeah,
yeah.
like couples, and they're all just standing there like fixated on like this ultimate like blowjob scene.
Yeah.
and it was the
It was
weirdest.
very
It was
scientific,
so
right?
weird though, man. I felt
And
like
the only person who got like turned on and demonstrated it was you.
well.
He's like hugging me. I was like, oh.
I don't know.
God,
I don't know what
no.
happened. All of a sudden, my hand, I was like grabbing
It's like,
your
I
ass.
love you and everything, but I didn't want you to hug me.
John Holmes will do that to anybody.
I didn't
For a
want you to
second there,
hug
I
me.
forgot there were other people standing right next
I
to
know
us.
you did, and I felt funny.
But
I
you know,
didn't
it's like it was weird because there's this long wall of like monitors, and maybe like I don't know, 50 feet, and like you stand in front of one set of monitors, and it's like the silent movies, and then you walk 5 feet away, and it's going through time, So at the end of this expo ends up on this the Deep Throat scene, right? So we're all kind of moving in a group. There's maybe 10 people, right?
Yeah.
And like you watch the one scene and then you move to the next set of monitors.
Yeah.
So by the time we got to the other end and it's like the deep throat blowjob scene, I'm like grabbing her ass and I'm like...
Yeah. I don't like that.
And then I realized that...
Yeah, we're in a public place. It's like one thing if you're doing all that to me, like in the street, I'd be totally cool with it. But the fact that we were all watching...
I know
those
it was
things.
weird,
It made
though,
me
right?
uncomfortable.
But that's the effect of porno, though. Like, I mean, how do you watch a porno and not get like sexy?
I wasn't.
Really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I don't even know anybody in the room. It wasn't like we were
Well,
there for an
I didn't wanna
orgy.
have sex with everybody in
If
the
we
room.
were
I just
there
wanted
for
to
an
grab your
orgy-
ass. I mean,
No, but if we were there for an orgy, that's one thing. But like, it wasn't supposed to be like. We're not supposed to be getting sexual in the sex museum. We're supposed to be like
sexual, or just like with,
observing and
Yeah.
like learning something.
Oh yeah, I learned a lot.
I learned how to give a good deep throat blowjob. I saw it about 20
Yeah, that was
times.
really educational.
But on that loop, we stood there for like 5 minutes. I think I saw it like
I just remember looking
50
at that. I was
times.
like,
Wow.
I just look at my face. I'm like, oh my god! I don't know that I ever saw that movie before. You ever
I
heard like
didn't.
Deep Throat? But please, you yell at me when I pull out any of my porn, and it's from the '80s. And you're like, they still have
Oh,
Bush.
I know, I
Like,
don't wanna see
Can you
that.
get some new movies?
Yeah, I don't like that Bush porno.
My shit's still on VHS, man.
I was a big fan of Ginger Lynn, Sika.
Yeah.
They were 80s porn stars.
Yeah.
And they weren't manicured.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't
Could have
like
taken
it.
a weed whacker to them, and they still would have had substantial foliage.
Yeah, you're all about the hardwood floors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No hair. No hair.
Which, I mean, it's like, I got to say, I got to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember the days of,
Full bush.
needing a toothpick afterwards.
Yeah. Right? It's like it kind of takes away. You can't really.
Little floss.
You can't get into this stuff the same with like hair in your mouth.
But you know how that goes. That's cyclical with guys.
Yeah.
A guy's going to be like, okay, I like the hardwood floor, love it.
Right.
And then you just kind of have this
It's a personal
desire to like.
preference.
You've never asked her to grow a little.
What?
You've
No.
never asked her to grow a little.
No.
No.
Never.
Just for fun.
No.
No.
And I
Just for
won't.
messing around.
No.
No.
Just for shits and giggles.
No,
No.
I'm good with it.
All right.
No.
I'm just saying. You know.
I've had.
I had that shit laser removal.
Yeah, yours is not growing
that-
back the baby you wanted to. We can sprinkle fertilizer on your pussy.
Scorched earth
As a
policy.
matter of fact, you have sprinkled your fertilizer on it.
we can spread cow manure on your pussy, and it's not going to.
You're an idiot.
There's no hair coming back on you at all.
God.
Well, good, because I paid thousands of dollars for that shit, so it better not come back.
You're an idiot. Okay, so then, all right, so that was the end of the Sex Museum. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, it was fun though.
It was. I actually I was considering possibly maybe buying something or it, but there was just, it was almost like what is it?
Nah, man,
There was
you know
sensory,
what?
like, it's too much to choose from. Oh, God, you know what that just reminded me?
Think about it. You know that people in there knew who we were looking at us. You knew people had their phones out, doing they pretend they were texting, and they're
Yes.
fucking taking pictures and
I
shit.
wanted to tell you.
So you know for a fact if we're walking out of there with something, it's going on YouTube or wherever, right?
Glad to do a ride like that.
Well, listen,
Just
the
in
first time we
case.
did it, so I haven't ridden this bike before. I didn't know what kind of range it would have on the tank. Every bike is different. We're used to ours. I have a pretty good idea without even looking at the gas gauge, roughly, because we do average about 70 miles an hour on the highway, 70, 75. I can almost feel, like your internal clock. You wake up in the morning before the clock goes off. I can almost know with my bike because I've been riding it for years. I didn't know this bike, though, so it was like that sense of, oh, shit. Like, all I could focus on was the gas gauge. I was so So like I wasn't even enjoying the ride because all I could focus.
You want to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, I couldn't enjoy the ride because all I was watching was how fast the gas gauge was going down, and I kept thinking like, we're gonna fucking run out of gas. This is not gonna be good, man.
Yeah.
So we make it across the desert.
Yeah,
though.
and I had 4G service, which I was really fucking happy about. So I was on the internet while you were busy, navigating the roads.
Well, I was busy worrying about.
Yeah, and you were like,
running
what
out
are you
of
doing
gas.
back there? What are you doing back there? Because he was like, well, you taking pictures? Because I think that you were just jealous that I was able to.
Well, no, because we're
surf the
passing
net.
by all this cool scenery, and you're on like fucking.
I don't need to stare at it. I'll look up for a
on,
second.
like,
I'm good.
Google or some shit. I'm like, take some pictures, man. Like like capture some memories.
I saw things. I remember them.
She's on TMZ or some bullshit.
Yeah. I need to know what's going on with celebrities.
Yeah, but like, how often do you get a chance to like roll through a space like this?
How long do I need to stare at it? I saw it. I looked up. I see it. It's beautiful. And I go back to what I'm doing.
Well, take a couple pictures for
I
prosperity.
did. And then I deleted them because they were the most boring fucking pictures in my phone.
There's this new story on TMZ. Skip and Alison Bedells stranded in the desert. Oh, shit.
They don't care about us yet. Not until one of us does something
Man,
scandalous.
they are really on the ball.
Yeah. They don't care about us
We
yet.
got the TMZ chopper flying overhead.
Whose travels fast?
The fucking vultures circling us.
Whose travels faster than my motorcycles?
Oh my god! So we got to Vegas.
Yeah, we
and,
stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel, and so we get in there. We park the bike. We get all of our shit in there. We get our stuff together. Now we're thinking, okay, well, sorry. I kicked your nutbag.
Yeah, you keep like.
Sorry. Well, stay close enough so my feet can rest there. I need to keep my feet up. I'm uncomfortable. So we get to the hotel and we decide that we're going to go. Was this the first day when we got there that we're going to go downtown and look around?
Yeah. Let's go down and check.
Yeah,
check the place
we
out.
got there much later than we had anticipated, didn't we?
Well, because the ride was longer.
Oh, we went to dinner that night in that nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And we went shopping for clothes for the Guys' Choice Awards. We got you a fucking sweet outfit at John Varvatos.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, Hard Rock's a cool place. I mean, they got so many good
things,
restaurants
yeah.
in there and great stuff
They
to
had
see.
great restaurants. They had a Nobu in there too. But we had just gone there the week before, so we're like,
Go
forget
figure.
it.
You ever notice the casino show? I know you like to gamble. You go to casinos all the time and stuff. They have like the most expensive stores and places you can you can leave your winnings at. God forbid you walk out of there with any money in your pocket.
Yeah, we had a very nice.
Even the people that lose, they say they don't give a shit because I'm losing anyway. Let me go through. I'll spend some money on myself instead of giving it to the casino.
Even like the low rent casinos, they got like a fucking Gucci and a Versace and Louis Vuitton and like some place you can dump off those winnings before you happen to leave yet.
Yeah, we had a very, very nice dinner that night, and we got up early the next morning. We were like, we're going to go walk down by all the hotels and look at all the sights to see and all that business. So we knew that we were close. We weren't on the Strip. I didn't realize when we booked this that we weren't on the Strip.
Well, you know what's funny about the Strip is like our hotel, the Hard Rock, is a little bit off the main Strip, but the hotels are so massive that when you look down the road and you see these
right
big
there.
buildings, they feel like they're pretty close.
So we said, "Hey, let's walk to there. Let's walk there."
We'll just walk it. No big deal.
There was a long line for the taxis.
Someone
We're
like
like,
me, yeah, you couldn't get a taxi.
Let's just
We're like,
walk.
But all of a sudden we're
Oh,
walking, and I'm like,
my God.
the buildings seem like they're the same size, but we're not getting any closer.
Oh, God. So 6 hours later, we finally got to the Strip, and I was dripping sweat. I had to have Skip hold the backpack. Oh, my God.
You're not allowed to cross a street in Las Vegas either. They have the overpasses, some underpasses.
Yeah, well, I saw that.
Where
That was new.
If you're on foot in Las Vegas, here's the deal. You don't want to go anywhere near streets because people will run you over.
Oh God!
They do not stop for you like they do in California, like they do in most states. Someone in a crosswalk, they'll stop. Someone in a corner, they'll
pedestrians
stop.
have the right of way?
No,
not
pedestrians do not have the right of way in Las Vegas. That's why they have all those like footwalks.
Yeah, I noticed a lot more of those from the last time I was there about 10
The only way
years
you
ago.
can get from point A to point B in Las Vegas. I lived there for about a month and a half when I was doing Legends in Concert with my U2 band.
Right.
And I walked around quite a bit. Did you guys make it to the Fashion Show Mall, by the way?
No, Skip does not. He was not. Wouldn't even have dreamed of asking because, first of all, we're not going to be in Las Vegas to be shopping because he was just going. I knew what he. Not that He doesn't give me a hard time if there's something I want to do. But I knew that wasn't what he wanted to do. And we're in Vegas for one day. So we were going to see the sights.
She loves to shop and she loves the mall. It's like a kid going to the playground or like, like me, whatever, going to the gym. When she sees mall, it's like beeline right for the mall, right? So you're right. They have the sickest malls ever. So like every store is just like these elaborate.
Like the fashion show mall.
We were only there one day.
You know what they have there? They have a fashion show that goes off like every hour on the hour, and they have Fredericks models modeling Fredericks of Hollywood stuff. They have.
Where is this mall?
Oh, it's the fashion show mall. I used to go there and sip tea with my drummer Tim, who was at the time a 24-year-old kid. So they always
your
used
pinky
to look,
up in the air. I can see
you
now.
Look at us like the two gay guys sitting there because we would go almost every morning, fashion show mall, free fashion show.
Yeah.
You would love that.
I
it
would,
was
but
awesome.
so yeah,
Awesome.
so
Love
we
Vegas.
instead went to the hotels. By the time we were fucking sweating our balls off, so we had packed. We had packed bathing
I was sweating
suits.
my balls off. I don't know what
I was
part
sweating
of your
your balls
anatomy
off
that you
too.
were sweating.
I was sweating your balls.
Please
But
tell
it
me you
was
don't have
so
balls in there
hot.
somewhere. Is there something I don't know about you?
I am a man, and I used to be a man, and now I'm a woman.
Oh, God.
According to some of our favorite fans.
Right. Oh, yeah. Can we get that on Twitter? Allison looks like a man.
Yeah, well, I was on Instagram.
Oh, God. I don't know what kind of man you're used to looking at, dude.
I know.
Trust me. No.
Yeah, so we packed our bathing suits in the backpack, and we wanted to do a Vegas pool, right? So we go into the Bellagio, which was air conditioned. It was beautiful. Skip had to go to the bathroom. We wanted to take some pictures. He had to take a leak. Where are you going to go? You got to go in the hotel. So we walk around and we can see the pool.
Was it important that we included that? Like we couldn't just like we went to the pool? Like talk about me having to go to the bathroom?
I thought you were taking pictures in the bathroom.
Well, yeah.
Well, I remember this distinctly because I had to wait for him, and I was standing by the gardens looking at the pretty flowers in the middle like they have at the Bellagio, this whole garden area.
Every one of these hotels have the sickest lobbies. You know, man. It's like a feast for the eyes. You know, if you haven't been to Las Vegas, it's just you can go there just to walk around and look at the lobbies of the hotels. They're just unbelievable, really.
So so we were hot. We wanted to swim. So we were looking at the pool from inside the Bellagio, and we must have done a full fucking 360 on the level above the pool, and we could not figure out how to get outside to the pool. And I could see it was a beautiful pool. There were lots of chairs available. It looked great. I'm like, this is the pool.
But how do we get to it?
We couldn't get to it. We couldn't fucking figure it out. It was making
so
me nuts.
big, man. It's like you could just walk around forever.
We walked for so long and couldn't find the pool. And then Skip's like, well, let's go to Caesar's pool. I went to Caesar's pool back in April when I came here for the day, to do the thing for Spike and blah, blah, blah. I want to go to Caesar's pool. I'm like, this is a perfectly good pool. He's like, well, Caesar's got a really cool pool because this pool looked like it was just calm, like people were just chilling and sunbathing. But Caesar's pool is more of like a party scene pool. So fuck. So now we got to walk out, right, and walk down to another hotel. And I mean, it's not, like we said, it's far away. It looks close, but it's not that close. And especially, you're wasting like another half hour, 45 minutes now just walking out of the hotel, down to the sidewalk, down the sidewalk, up the entrance. It's like, it's a production. So we get to Caesar's now.
I'm tired just listening to you.
Me too. We get to Caesar's. We finally find, find our way out.
There's another reason why I wanted to go to Caesar's.
I know, but let me just finish this part of it. So we have our stuff. We managed to find the pool. We sneak out to the pool. And by sneak out, I mean you have to be a hotel resident, or staying there to use the pool. But we happened to find an entrance that nobody was protecting. We go out there, right? Every fucking chair is taken, and there's towels like on all the chairs. So even about maybe 20% of the chairs were being sat in. The rest of them had a towel on it with no person. So we're
That's
looking
the best,
around.
right? Yeah. So it's like the chair is taken, but there's nobody on the chair.
So we're looking around like there's nothing available, and the sun is shining, fucking beating down. There's no shady areas. Everything is covered in sun and empty towels.
But it was a pretty cool pool, though. You got to admit. It's a kick-ass pool.
It was fucking awesome. So we're looking around like, where are we going to sit? Now I got Kilo with us too. He can't be sitting out in the sun. You know what I mean? He'll get heat exhaustion. So we're like, now I'm getting pissed. So now
long as Kilo's comfortable.
So we sit down on the edge of these two chairs.
Throw them in the fucking pool.
That's what I'm saying, man. Fucking doggy paddle.
You know,
they know how to swim automatically.
Dogs aren't allowed there, let alone even us. We're not supposed to be out there. So we sit at the edge of these two chairs trying to contemplate, like, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? How are we going to make this work? So then I was like, okay, so now just pretend like you belong here and let's stand up and start walking around looking for a chair. At which point I hold on to the two towels that we're sitting on and take them with us because we don't, we had no other way to get a towel because we aren't staying at the hotel. So now I've got two towels with us and we're walking around. There's no seats, nothing. And now I'm getting fucking pissed because I'm like, we were at a perfectly good pool with lots of chairs available and you made us walk all the way over here. Now it's like 45 minutes later. It's beating hot sun. The sun is making me get pissy. So finally, Skip finds a place in the shade, and I don't have my bathing suit. I don't.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Joe. Now you feel what I'm talking about after all the complaining and it's fucking hot. My ass is burning. Kilo's gonna have it. Fucking yada 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 yada. We get to the fucking chair. Finally, we throw down our two stolen towels.
No baby.
I have my shorts with me in my backpack because I come fucking prepared.
I thought
Thank
I packed
you
my
very
bathing
much.
suit, but I didn't.
And I look over at the fucking princess here, and she has that look on her face like, oh.
So yeah, so now what you, but
Did she do bra and panties?
no,
do
I didn't
that?
have on a matching set or anything. Actually that day I didn't even have on a bra because I had on like a really sweet shirt that
You wear panties?
sometimes.
Sometimes.
So
You're like dental floss. It's like
Too much information.
not even considered like underwear.
I know. I have to have like
what
a
does
little,
it actually even do?
because it's like a little cotton thing, a little triangle protecting the special area.
Dental floss.
Thank you. That's perfect. That little cotton, tiny little speck of cotton, about a 1 by 1 inch square of rectangle of
I
cotton.
need it down there because it hurts when you're with like denim shorts rub up against your
It
junk.
doesn't even
hurts.
do anything, though.
It
It's
makes
like-
it sore down there. I need underwear on.
All right.
So this was a
They're fun
perfect-
to look at, so I'll give
Yeah.
you that.
So this-
You look good in them.
Thank you, babe. This was a perfect opportunity for me now to go into Caesar's Mall.
See? See? Fucking told you. She always, dude, I swear to God, everywhere we go, she's like, oh, I forgot to pack a sweater, and I'm chilly. Maybe
you ever
we can
consider it might
maybe
be
we
by
can
design?
find. We're on the way to like wherever we're traveling, wherever it is. We're on the way to go have dinner. I'm chilly.
Yeah.
I forgot
to buy a
pack
new
a
sweater.
I forgot to pack a sweater. Wait. Oh, let me look on my iPhone. Maybe there's a mall close by.
Yeah. Yeah,
I get
so-
this all the time, dude. I swear to God, I figured it out now. She forgets shit on purpose, so
I could buy a new one.
So we can go shopping.
So then I leave Kilo on the chair in the shade with Skip, and I run into Caesar's Mall, and I was running because I am looking for a store, like a regular, everything was so expensive. There was the lowest price bathing suit in the places I was passing was like $80, and I wasn't doing it because I have so many bathing suits, I didn't need one like that. I found an H&M. I got a bathing suit where it was like $6 for the top, $6 for the bottom.
$6.
I got two bathing
Dude, as soon as
suits.
you took off for the stores inside of Caesars to get a bikini, I'm thinking like the only thing you're coming back was with a Louis Vuitton $400 fucking bathing suit, you know? So,
Yeah, I was looking for a bargain because I wasn't going to spend that kind of
You know
money.
what? I don't care. We're on vacation and everything, so, have at it and all that. At that point, I just wanted to get in the fucking... I don't care
Right.
what you come back with.
Right.
It could be a rhinestone, diamond-studded fucking loincloth. I don't give a shit.
Well,
Let's get in the pool.
I found the loincloth bathing suit, and I went to go, I was like, you know what, no time to even fucking try it on. I'm just going to go buy it. So there was two, but I found two that I liked, so because I couldn't decide between the two, so I buy them both. But now I'm like,
surprise.
fuck, I need to put it on, though. And I hadn't tried it on, so I was like, am I going to try it on and bring the tag, or I'll buy it first and then go in the fitting room? So I bought it first, go to the fitting room, there's like this fucking line. So now I'm waiting on a little line. I finally get in there, I put it on, put my clothes over it, so I'm ready once I get to the pool, rip my clothes off, get in the pool. So now it's probably about a half an hour went by the time, because it was a long mall too. I had to run far to get into this, where I was. I get back out to Skip. Before I exit the building, Skip tells me that he just spoke to his friend, Frank, who owns Rayo's restaurant at Caesars. And Frank's there, and he wants to come out and say hello. He hasn't seen him since high school, and he wants to have us come over for dinner. And I'm like, motherfucker. First of all, my hair looks like shit. And then like I just got outside, and he's like telling me like we're gonna go hang out with his friend now. And I just bought the bathing suit to hang out at the pool. No sooner than I exit the building, fucking clouds, it starts raining. So now I went all this to bet the bathing suit, go outside, it's raining.
All the time you spent looking for a bathing suit now winds up to be for nothing.
So then Skip's like, well, let's just go in the pool for a few minutes anyway. Let's go in the pool. So I go in the pool with him, and it's cold. Well, when we got out, it was cold because there was no sun. So now your friend comes out, and we get to hang out with your friend at least.
Well, that was a good time. I mean, Joe, you know about Rayo's Restaurant in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if you guys haven't heard about Rayo's Restaurant, it's one of the most famous restaurants in New York City. It's in Harlem, Spanish Harlem, on I think 116th Street and Pleasant Avenue. It's probably like the worst area of New York City possible. But there's this little corner, this little pocket with a tiny little restaurant called Rayo's Italian Restaurant. It's been there for like 100 years. And I grew up with Frankie Pellegrino, whose family owns that. And it's just the most amazing place.
And you've told me tons of stories about you and him when you guys were younger.
Yeah, so we were like best friends growing up all through school. We wrestled together on the same team. I was in his wedding party. He was in mine. We went, we spent a lot of time together. But when we grew up and kind of moved on with our lives after, doing our thing in school and all that, we went our separate ways, and he went out to Vegas. And so I haven't seen him in a long time. It was really cool to catch up with Frankie.
Yeah, so then no sooner than we're sitting outside talking to him, the fucking sun comes back out, blaring fucking heat that was unbearable. At that point, I wasn't even able to go back in the pool, because now we've moved on.
But we did have a good time, though. We hooked up with Frankie.
Oh, my God, we went to his house.
So Frankie can cook, man. He has also put out a couple of his own cookbooks. He's been on a million talk shows talking about, Rayo's Restaurant, and they have a whole line of sauces.
The ones in the grocery store, those are the best sauces. They're like $10 a jar, but
Rayo's
they're delicious.
pasta sauce, and they have, roasted peppers. And they got a lot of great provisions and stuff, a whole line of stuff. So this kid can cook, man.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, you're in town visiting. Why don't you come over to the house? And he lives right outside of town. He cooks us this
But meanwhile, we were
meal.
contemplating even going there because we had already spoken to Tito and Amber in advance about hanging out with them because by coincidence, they were in Vegas that night as well. Which was, we didn't plan it, but they were there. We were going to hang out with them that night.
Get a text earlier in the day from Tito Ortiz, and he's like, hey, man, we're in Vegas, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well,
hanging out with you.
What a surprise. We just happened to be in Vegas, too.
So we had plans that we were going to bar hop.
The timing was like perfect, However, now I run into Frankie.
Yeah, and he's like, come to my house. And I'm like, we already have plans. And Skip's like, well.
I'm so glad we went, though.
Oh,
by the time we got, everything happens late in Vegas anyway. By the time we got out of there, we finished having dinner with Frankie, which, by the way, was the most amazing meal. We met his girlfriend, and we just had a great time. About 10 o'clock.
We left, he drove us back to the hotel, 10 o'clock.
So now I got a full belly with this awesome big dinner,
ready
a couple glasses of wine. I'm like,
awesome. I'm
man.
so ready for bed.
I'm shot. Right?
And plus, because we were at the pool all day, my hair was up, we were sweating, the whole fucking day's worth of bullshit. I looked like shit.
Get back to the room, get another text from Tito. Dude, we're going to XS, right? We're going to at the Wynn, which is sick.
Side club.
Dude, it's sickest, craziest club you could ever
so
imagine.
I'm like, I want to go to bed.
And by the way, David Guetta's DJing, and we have a VIP table right at his booth. So if you want to come along, I'll leave your name at the guest list at the front door.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I look at Allie, I'm like, you know what? We're going out.
And meanwhile, I never like that. First of all, I've never gone out at night.
I'm like, jump in the shower, clean your ass up. We're going out.
I know. I did like the fancy ponytail hairdo. It was like,
dude.
So we go out, right? So now at this point, now think about the thousands and thousands.
No, but you're sick.
Thousands of people in Vegas, right? So we finally we took an Uber or whatever, the cab to the hotel.
Yeah, that weekend everything was packed out.
We finally found the club, and once we get there, because we know that our name's on there to get in. Can you hear that? Oh, sorry.
No, only you
my headphone.
can.
Oh, okay. I was losing my headphone. So we finally find where the club is to get in, and by coincidence, and thank God, Tito and Amber are standing right there like, hey! Like, we didn't even have to, like, say we're with them or look at the list. They were standing right there. We, like, immediately hook up. They escort us into the club through this very fucking long, all through the people, like, thousands and thousands of people, and they escort us up to the VIP section.
Which was
DJ booth.
A sick experience. I have to show you the pictures. I took a picture, like a panoramic picture of the pool. And
it was a pool party.
The pool, yeah, it's a pool party. So the pool in this place
had no water.
I mean, there had to be 10,000 people in the pool. It was insane. You couldn't even see the water.
Yeah.
So
it was like the water was displaced. There was just
I was
tons
talking
of
to
people.
one of the security guys there that night, and I said, how many people are here? This place is massive. It's the biggest party I've ever seen. He said, well, there was 14,000 people on the guest list alone. So I was like, what?
Yeah.
On the guest list alone.
Wow.
So yeah, it was insane. And then of course being right there, we were at the booth where where David Guetta
which was like above everything else, like where all the
so we had this
people
really
were.
cool VIP area. Of course, thanks to Tito, man. Every time we roll with him, it's just like rolling like rock stars. We have this great time with him, and he's got the serious hookups everywhere we go. So we hung out and kind of partied with.
And then 50 Cent came out.
With David Guetta, and then next thing you know, like 50 Cent standing behind us, like, hey man, and he grabs the microphone and he's standing up on top of the bench, just like freestyling. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, what just happened? Where are we?
I know.
So Guetta took pictures with it. Everybody took pictures. We just had a great time, and the night just it went by so fast.
Yeah. So then when we were finally, it was like 4 a.m. when we were finally leaving the club, and I'm like, thank fucking God, because I'm exhausted. It was a really long night, and I need to get to sleep. So we all left the club, and his friend was driving us. We were in his Range Rover, and next thing you know, I didn't realize it, we were going to another club. Yeah.
That's how you party.
Oh yeah. So
So then we get to this other club.
Yeah. So we get to the second place, and we just
jam packed. And it was another thing, where we went right to the front, and there were people that were waiting on a line that they weren't letting in. And
there was like 1,000 people.
This chick
online.
comes running up
We've
to
been waiting
us
since 10 p.m.
Yeah. It's 4 o'clock.
This chick came running up. Please say I'm with you. Please, just let me stay. I'll give you money. I'll give you money. Because she was so desperate to get in, and they weren't letting her in, that she was trying to hide in between us to get in.
Yeah.
We're like, nope, sorry, honey. And the guy was like, I told you no. Get back.
We just had such a good time. We bounced to a couple different places after that. And
but this particular club, though, because I always want to describe it a bit, because this was the kind of club with the and it had all the laser lights out there. Yeah,
exactly.
It was one of those,
Yeah.
and it was really, 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 really fucking loud, and everybody's bodies were jammed tight in there, and there were the laser lights, and if you weren't high on something hallucinogenic, you probably weren't having a good time, which means me, and because it was too much stimulation and everything, and so we were there probably about an hour and a half. Oh God, the music was going nuts. So then we finally fucking left. I was so relieved.
You were relieved?
And then
Thought you were going home.
And then we went to another club. It was 6 a.m.
Oh, but that was cool though, man. We just had a good time. We danced. And when do you get to do that? First of all, who goes out to after hours clubs anymore?
I've never even heard of that before.
Well,
in Vegas, they're not after hours. In Vegas, they're just clubs.
They're just
this
clubs.
was 6 a.m. we went to. I think it was Dre's something.
I don't even know.
Well, they open at 3:30.
Yeah. They don't even open till 2.
Yeah.
So anyway,
this next club, it was
we had a really good time.
R&B type. It was mostly a black crowd. Much better music, like R&B, and it was good dancing. And then we had to go to the bathroom. Amber and I had to go to the bathroom.
You couldn't even get there, so we needed a VIP escort.
So we had a VIP escort to the VIP bathroom. All these girls were waiting on this long line to get in the bathroom.
Dude, you would think the bathroom is something you just take it for granted, right? But when there are literally hundreds of people trying to get in the bathroom, one of the cool parts about rolling this whole VIP thing is that when you want to use the bathroom, you ask one of the security people that are kind of standing around your VIP area, and they will literally escort you through the crowd to a special bathroom
locked
that
bathroom.
there is not a single person in.
And it's got all the amenities in
there. They
there.
take a key, they open the door, they let you in.
Yeah, it's clean, and it's got all the stuff on the counter.
It's the little things, man.
I know.
When you got to take a leak at 7 a.m.
It was so exciting to
and
have
there's
a private
300
bathroom.
people online. So we had a great time, and thanks again to Tito.
I know.
We had so much fun with Tito and Amber. And,
they are a ton of fun.
Yeah, they're really just always a good time hanging out with them, and it's cool because we get to hang with them a lot with all the
I just
Bellator
enjoy their
stuff
company.
and the
They're fucking
Spike
nice
stuff
and they're normal. I just love hanging out with them.
Yeah, they're just very down to earth, cool people, and we've seen some fun times with them. So thanks again.
Yeah, I'd like to thank them again for
Tito.
that. That was an experience I would have never, ever, ever had otherwise in my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
Because as it is, I don't don't go out. If it's 10 or 11 o'clock, I'm going to bed. Do people trick or treat in that neighborhood where he lives?
I don't know.
And do they like drop money into people's bags?
No, they send out the
not
nanny.
Money, if anything,
they
monsters.
they send the nanny down the street to collect the candy for the kid.
Money? What are you kids crazy? Money? No. Here, have a hunk of gefilte fish.
Here's a piece of matzo bread.
This is Carolla Digital.